Hello, my name is Michael Garrick, and this is PoppinCulture Movie Reviews. My guest today is comedian Doug Allen. You can catch him in Charleston, matter of fact, all South Carolina. Very hilarious comedian. Make sure you check him out.
Okay, thank you.
The movie that we'll be reviewing is Captain Ron. Doug chose the movie. Before we get into it, this is a 100% spoiler review. But before we spoil the movie, Ron, do you believe they should watch it?
You just called me Ron, but yes,
I'm sorry.
absolutely, it's fine. Okay, no.
Doug, do you believe
I
they should
take
watch
that
it?
as an honor. I take that as a compliment. Absolutely. This is a classic piece of American cinema. This movie will make you smile. It will make you laugh. It will make you cry. It will make you feel closer with the people that you watched it with. It's a wonderful movie. I can't recommend it enough. Michael, do you recommend people watch this movie?
No.
Dude, I can't believe that you don't like it. It's so good, dude. I love it. It's one of my favorite movies that I've ever. It's like, it sounds so stupid to say. It's one of my. It's attached to childhood memories. You know
exactly. It's nostalgia,
That's it.
and it's just nostalgia
porn.
It's nostalgia I don't have.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm a big fan of Good Burger, and I can admit that I can see why people don't enjoy this movie. But for me, it's a great movie.
No.
I see you have notes, so we'll get into it. But guys, everything past this point is 100% spoilers. I'll let you kick it off, buddy.
Okay, thank you, man. One of the reasons I like this movie is you said nostalgia reminds me. This movie is one of the first movies that I got for Christmas or something. I think we got in a DVD box set or something. You know? And my buddy, my best friend as a child, Dan Griswatz, I texted him after that I watched the movie, and I was like, dude, I just watched Captain Ron again, and it's even better than I remember. And he's like, hi. He's like, dude, I rewatched it 2 months ago. And dude, it's so good. I love it. Da, da, da. And then I looked up the reviews, and everybody has the same opinion as you. They're like, this movie did not need to be watched. It didn't need to be made. Da, 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 da. I love it. It's nostalgia. I like watching those old, crappy, I only watched Good Burger maybe one time as a kid, but if I rewatched it now, I still would be laughing and loving it. All those old Clerks is more of an adult movie.
Yeah.
But those old that era of film, I really love. Just the grainy picture, the weird styles that everybody has. Everything about it I love, man. I wrote notes for this. I filled up an entire page. This movie, okay, guys, we got a star-studded cast right here. Okay, we're starting off. We got Kurt Russell playing the lead actor, Captain Ron. He's a sea shanty. He's a guy. He goes ahead. He helps people pilot their boats from place to place. He's a good man, funny dude. Awesome dude. Missing an eye. We'll get into that. We got Martin Short playing Martin Harvey. When I looked up the reviews of this movie, people said that it was chauvinistic. They said that it was misogynist because Captain Ron Kurt Russell plays a real man's man, and Martin Short's just kind of this dorky guy that can't get anything right. And I don't know, that's just an old movie trope. That's just how things were. I didn't see that being chauvinistic, but I did think this was chauvinistic. So Kurt Russell, Captain Ron. That's weird, whatever, or different name, totally normal. Martin Short is playing Martin Harvey in this. He got to keep his name. The wife, Catherine Harvey, is played by Mary Kay Place. She's been in a couple other films, being John Malkovich. Martin Short, we all know from Three Amigos, his special. Dude, I love this movie, dude. I'm so excited to do this. Meadow Sisto plays the daughter. She plays Caroline Harvey. And then we got Benjamin Harvey being played by Benjamin Salisbury. I thought it was weird that the boys got to keep their names and the girls got to change it. I thought that was just an interesting thing. I thought that was the most chauvinistic thing about this movie. Meadow Sisto was in Can't Hardly Wait. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
That's a good movie. I didn't recognize her from that. And then Benjamin Salisbury had a pretty good career, actually. He was in he was in Meadow Sisto was in a bunch of Ted Bundy movies. And then Benjamin Salisbury was in The Nanny. He was on that TV show. He was in D3 Mighty Ducks. And he's also from Minnesota.
Yep.
Really love that. Love to see that. Okay, man. This movie starts off. Credit scene. We got it going. I got to take my jacket off, man. I'm hyped up, bro.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe that you don't like this movie. Starts off. Black screen. You just hear, tweeta, bapa, tweeta, tweeta, bapa, tweet, tweet, tweeta, tweeta, bapa, tweeta. And then it just goes into this amazing, acapella beat that got maracas shaking. You just see this guy riding a bicycle. They're talking about how this guy jumped out of a window or a glass plane fell on him. It just immediately is getting you in the mood. You're feeling great immediately. I love this movie, man.
This is gonna be the easiest movie review I've ever done. Keep
don't
going.
have to say.
Keep going, buddy.
We're 6 minutes 30. I'm skipping ahead now. Martin Short gets news that his uncle died and he inherited a boat from him. He goes home and he's telling his wife about it. His wife's a high paying. See, not chauvinistic. His wife has a high paying job as well. They're good people. This is a weird thing to me, and that the reviews pointed out too. For some reason, they inherited this boat, and then they decided that the only catch was they had to go down there and get the boat and then pilot it back. I think Martin Short was planning it more as like a vacation than anything. But it's like, really, if they were just like gonna like sell it, why didn't they just pay for somebody to do like the whole thing? Why did they even make any of like the commitment? You know,
one of many plot holes. Go
that's
ahead.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, fuck you, dude. The kid, I love this movie, dude. Right away, the kid's like super endearing. He like overhears the parents talking about it. He goes, "Wow, we're getting a boat." And they're like, "Hey, Benjamin, quit eavesdropping." And he's like, "All right, we're getting a boat." And he runs downstairs. He's on the phone with his friend. He's like, "Hello, Miss Catherine. Can I talk to Johnny?" And then like immediately, "Hey, Johnny, we're getting a boat." And like, dude, just immediately, me and my friends, like as kids, loving it, just having fun with it. I'm gonna try to like fast forward a little bit.
No.
Okay.
You wrote these notes. I want everybody to hear these notes.
Thank you. That's the other thing, the nostalgic thing that I loved it. He was talking on a home phone with it, one of those big giant ones where he had to pull the cord out. Then the daughter comes in. This is where we meet Caroline. Caroline's making out with a boyfriend in the car in the front thing, just like this dirtbag looking dude. She's kind of like this like rocker looking chick. She comes running and she's like, "Dad, guess what? I'm getting in." And this is the funny thing again. The mom's like, "We are not gonna go get this boat. We do da da da." And the daughter runs in and she goes, "Mom, Dad, I'm getting engaged." And the next scene, they're picking up the boat. Like, dude, there's just so many little things like that. Like, those get me cracked up. I love it. It's all amazing, man. Then Martin Short, he gets down there. He sees the boat. The boat's in shit condition.
Okay.
You saw the boat.
Yes.
You know this. He calls the boat dealer. He's like, "Hey, man, what if it's like in less than perfect condition?" And this is another scene that I didn't ever catch as a kid. He did that, and then I always saw the owner or the dealer, he calls his secretary, and he goes, "Hey, just send in a local from Sound Palm." And the girl's like, "Are you sure? Sand Palm Island? You want me to send somebody from over there?" Because like, have you ever been to the islands?
Yeah.
I've been like down there like on cruises and all. And dude, everybody down there is just, it's basically Charleston. If you've been to Charleston is, everybody's an alcoholic, just about, dude. And that's what all the islands are. It's just people hanging out, smoking, just living life. Like, that's really... Comedy is my dream, but my ultimate dream is to live on a hut on an island with like 100 dogs and like 100 weed plants and just grow weed and smoke weed and drink beer.
It's very cheap to live in NASA, believe it or not. Like, NASA's actually not expensive to live there.
Dude. Seriously, like, that's a dream. Like, at some point, I like Key West, Florida. I think Key West is expensive, huh? Like, Asia, anywhere that I could go. Anyway, Captain Ron pulls up. He's got in this little beater car. He hops out. Immediately, the car rolls into the water. Like, he doesn't even notice it. He just walks up. And this is immediately when you have to fall in love with Captain Ron. If you don't love Captain Ron, I don't know why. Captain Ron walks up. He sees the daughter sunbathing on the deck. And then he's like... I forgot exactly how, but Martin Short comes up and Martin Short sees him. And he's like, "Hey, nice to meet you. Yeah, me and my wife and my family are going to be here." And he turns to the daughter and he's like, "Nice to meet you, Mrs. Harvey." And he's like, "Quite a looker, boss. Very nice." And he's like, "That's my daughter." And he's like, "Oh, okay, sorry. No. You know, just like putting his foot in his mouth right away. That's why I love Captain Ron. He's just like me. He's just like this dumb jackass. Like, he means well, but like, he's just saying stuff all the time that just makes him look like a fucking idiot, you know? This is one of the funniest things to me. Captain Ron is talking to he has an eye patch on, and the son walks up, and the kid like immediately is just like, "Man, what happened to your eye?" And Caroline looks over and she goes, "Sweetie," and Captain Ron's like, "Nah, that's all right. Shark attack, swab." And Brandon's like, "A shark ate your eye?" And Ron goes, "Yeah, it happened when I went down off the coast of Australia." The mom's like, "You sank? Your boat sank?" And Captain Ron, again, just shows like what a great guy he is. He's like, "Oh, no. Basically like, "Hey, don't worry about me." "Hey, no. It was my boss's boat." Dude, yeah, hit this reef. Huge son of a bitch. Ran the whole coast. And then the wife's like, wait, the Great Barrier Reef? And Captain Ron goes, yeah, you heard of it. Huh, smart lady. Like, dude, it just hilarious. How do you not love that scene, man?
It was a few parts in the movie where I chuckled. Yeah.
Yeah, well, why that type of stuff made me laugh out loud, dude. That as a kid, I love that. I guess as an adult, yeah, I still laugh my ass off. It carried me through the entire movie, man.
I feel like they should have dedicated it more to being a kid movie. If you notice, they had to go up with the ratings because they didn't cut out a few of those scenes that were kind of too raunchy for kids.
Well, let me get to that.
Before you continue, the only thing I would say is,
yeah.
Oh no, I love your dedication.
I'm just playing.
But before we continue, I feel like Kurt Russell has never had as much fun in his life than playing this role. I felt like he knew what we had to play, and he was like, "This is what I have to do. Okay, I get to have fun." And that's pretty much him. I think he ad-libbed a good bit of this movie, I believe.
Dude, it's just a funny movie. It's just like an amazing movie. It's a good time movie. Like, that's like the type of stuff that I watch. There's another one that I watched that was called Camp Nowhere, and it was 100% just like, it looks like, that's like, I wanted to like, I think first, I watched stand-up comedy as like a little kid, you know, and I wanted to be a stand-up comedian like as long as I can remember. But I do think like the first thing I wanted to do was be an actor, because like you see movies. I watch Camp Nowhere, and it's a movie about these kids that rent a camp for a summer, tell their parents they're going to another camp. They go there and they just have this huge party with like, they're all 12-year-olds just like running around living the life, you know. And dude, I just like imagine being able to be on set and do all that stuff. It's got to be the greatest time that you can ever have, you know. Like that's what, it just looks like fun. And that's why I love this movie. It's like you said, Kurt Russell's having a good time. Everything about this is just like, it reminds me of hanging out with friends. The entire movie. It is just like, it reminds me of like laughing with my friends. It reminds me of like looking at each other and being like, oh, dude, yes, man. I like movies like that.
Nice. So I'll let you continue.
That's what I said. So, and then another fun, they're leaving there. As soon as they leave, Captain Ron goes, hey, I'm going to go get some shut-eye. They think that he died, and they start poking him with a stick.
Yeah.
And finally, he pops up. Dude, he pops up and he goes, I didn't do it. And they're like, oh my God, are you okay? He takes his eye patch and he puts it over on the other eye. The guy has a glass eye, and he's still wearing an eye patch, you know? And they're like, whoa, what's wrong with your eye? And he goes, oh, that's a glass one. Won it in a crap game. Like, dude, he's the coolest dude ever, man. Everything was hilarious about this movie. We'll fast forward a little bit. Soundtrack's great. It's another thing like the beginning. The whole thing's like this island. It reminds me of like going on vacation with my parents. Like it's all nostalgia.
I agree. The soundtrack was it was a soundtrack of his time, but it also has that same feel as if you were to go on a cruise today.
That's exactly. Like, dude, it's like, I don't think that they played Margaritaville, but like they may as well have, you know, like it's just like the stuff that like,
it would have matched.
You heard, you put your arm around your friends and you're like, here we go. Okay. 33 minutes in. Another reason I love this movie as a kid. Boobs. 33 minutes in.
Never can go wrong with that.
Is exactly, man. 33 minutes into the movie, barely even a half hour, one cartoon show, you know? Easy to keep attention. Martin Harvey and Catherine Harvey, they hop in the shower. They're getting a little bit romantic. I said that right before that, 32 minutes in, Martin Short pantsless, very funny looking. You know, so you get to laugh at Martin Short being pantsless. Then a minute later, you get a nice little aerial shot of some boobs. Me and my friends used to watch it, pause right there where their boobs were, and just sit. And I think we were too young to masturbate, but like
Thank
we
God.
Just sit there. Yeah, no. I never was a circle jerker.
What do you call it?
A circle jerker?
Okay.
Yeah, you never had? Ookie cookie? No, not too far. But yeah, we just pause and we just stare at a boob, dude. Just an aerial shot of a nipple. One of the first ones that we ever saw. It was amazing. Loved it. Can't stop it. Another 33 minutes in, they go over up top. Captain Ron gives the kid a beer, or they're playing Monopoly together, and the kid reaches over to grab Captain Ron beer, move it off the table, and Captain Ron goes, hey. And the kid's like, oh, I wasn't going to drink it. And he goes, damn right. If you were, you got to get your own. And like, dude, letting a little kid drink, like, you got to understand why this movie was amazing as a child, man. You know? Like, yeah. It's all amazing. This whole thing is just great. And then Martin Short ends up hating Captain Ron. They have like little things where like they're hating each other. The wife loves Captain Ron, so it like gives more to Martin's like problem with him. This thing's all amazing. The Captain Ron drops the anchor overboard. So the next scene, he's taking duct tape and he's duct taping bricks onto the Benjamin's feet. And he's like, okay, when I throw you down there, sport. Or what was he? What's his name? Squaw? Whatever he's called.
Yeah.
He goes, when you get down there, when you pull on the rope twice, I'll bring you back up, okay? And then like Martin like looks over and he sees him for a second. He goes, on second shot, I'll get it myself. You know? It's all just amazing, man. There's another thing. Yeah, Captain Ron is just like rocking the thing. He gives Swab, he gives Benjamin some chores, and he goes, incentives are important. Learn that in rehab. Like, dude, it's all just like these.
It's a lot of great quotable one-liners. Like
exact. There's another right there from the shower. He walks back upstairs. Benjamin looks at him. He goes, "Oh, what happened?" Captain Ron goes, "Nothing. They were just playing hide the salami in the shower." Like, dude, it's all amazing. It's all amazing. I love the full fucking thing, man. Movie's great. Ends up, you want me to finish up the whole movie? You want to say anything more to?
I mean, it's one of those things where casting wise, I just didn't understand why Kurt Russell and Martin, like, if you look at their backtrack catalog at that time,
yeah,
you would think they would be cast in two different roles, because I just feel like Kurt would be way better in the Martin role, and Martin, because that's what he did majority of his career.
He did like the badass, like, heart. Well, that's the problem. Martin was like a dorky guy, and like that's like how he had to be like taught how to be a man by Captain Ron. Captain Ron is like a badass, like masculine figure. It is like Escape from New York, you know. Except this time, instead of trying to go save the president or whatever, he's trying to fuck this guy's wife. You know,
pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah. After seeing this role, I'm like, because this is years ago, but I remember like Kurt Russell was one of the few actors that was up to play in Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah. But after watching this movie, I was like, thank God.
Oh yeah, no, he would have been a goofy Jack Sparrow.
I think Johnny Depp would have.
Johnny Depp is a perfect Jack Sparrow. You can't. There's nobody else.
Yeah, so I was all just like, Kurt's talented, but
and Captain Ron is Kurt Russell. I cannot believe
that
you would never. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's. How'd you like the pacing in this movie? Do you feel like it was kind of long?
I have absolutely nothing negative to say about this movie, dude. Okay. Is a perfect. The very end when so they get their ship robbed by like these Cuban guys. When I was a little kid at that point in the movie, I remember it was always getting dry. It was always kind of getting, because they kind of do just like wrap it up. And the last like 5 minutes of the movie, they are kind of like, okay, let's get this done with, you know, like but for most of the movie, it's just like, how you said, it's a lot of quotable one-liners. It is just like little tiny scenes of like, here's the funny thing that happened. Here's the funny thing that happened. Here's the funny thing that happened. You know, mm-hmm. There's not a real lot of like epilogue in it, you know?
Mm-hmm. I did like the ending, but I'm a big fan of that trope. Like, this has been done over and over and over again, where something drives by and they just happen to disappear.
Yeah,
I was like, that was cool to see, because I was just like, wow, I haven't seen that since Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
so I was like, okay.
As a kid, again, just like contributes to this thing where it's like Captain Ron's magical. Like, this is like the coolest dude ever. He's funny and he's magic. and then that's it. The big reviews talk about the very end of it. Is they're about to drive, the Harvey family is about to drive the boat up. They're going to sell it to the boat dealer, and the boat dealer is all like excited, and he calls somebody and he's like, hey, get ready, we're going to scrap this thing, you know, like this isn't going to be anything. And they got the boat all cleaned up. It's like a beautiful boat by the end of it, and they're about to drive into it, and then Martin goes, well, you know, we could sell it to him. Or I think the kid like asked like, what are we going to do when we get home or something. And he goes, well, we could go home, or we could just keep on going. He turns the thing around and he drives back out, which is also a big giant plot hole. Like, what the hell? You guys are just quitting your job. You're just living on a boat for the rest of your life. The family's not going. Forget about school. Yeah. You know, like, we'll just figure it out. We're going to go get a thing robbed by Cuba again. Yeah. You know? And then it shows Captain Ron. Captain Ron's in like this little like, it shows a family. Yeah, it shows a husband and a wife, and they're sitting there, and they're like, man, that's so beautiful. Do you think we'll ever get to do that one day? And there's a little motorboat, and Captain Ron pops up, and he goes, hey, well, let's get going, you know, and he says the same thing that he said to Martin Short in the beginning. He's like, if anything happens, it's going to happen out there, huh? And he starts driving, and he's like already like making out with the wife on that one too. And they start driving out. This is what all the reviews like that I read, that people were like, what the fuck was that? It just shows a back trailing shot, and it's him driving with the two people in there, and like it's just music like playing, fade into black. But like the last thing that you see is they're obviously gonna they're in like this little like 20-foot boat and they're driving straight into a freight liner. They're driving into a giant cargo ship. And like it's like, okay, so the movie just ends with like a murder suicide by Captain Ron. Like why? I don't understand what that scene was. You know, hopefully he turned or whatever, but it's a beautiful way to go, you know? And that's the big problem with groupthink is all these people thought that they had to kill themselves with Freightliner. I don't know.
Okay.
Check out the PoppinCulture podcast.
Yeah. He said, when it came to the director and what he was trying to achieve in this film, do you feel like it was, I know you liked the movie, but do you feel like he was just confused? Because like I said, this movie, I believe, would have blew it out the water if they had just cut those sex scenes.
Yeah.
Because this is truly meant for kids.
It is a kid's movie, but that's what it's like, a little bit raunchy.
Yeah.
Well, it's, yeah.
Because it's I want to say this was made by Tombstone, and Tombstone is Paramount, but like Tombstone, Paramount's like, they don't want movies with boobs in them, so that's why they give them the Tombstone.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's the same company.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah. Okay.
So that's what they did.
That's it. I think like the thing that made it like attractive to me, I think that in the 90s they were kind of going for this like badass like kid thing. You know, they were like if like you look at toys back then, like everything was like machismo and like it was like whatever toxic male masculinity or whatever, you know. And should I recut that so we don't get the bourbon? If you look back at that, everything was like toxic male toys. Totally, I know, yeah. Everything was like, wow, get ready for this, you know. So to me, I wouldn't have liked it if it didn't have like the beer scenes in it. If it didn't have the boob scene, I probably like wouldn't have noticed it without it as a kid or whatever. You know, it definitely made me like it more. But like all of it is like kind of raunchy stuff. It's the tattoos happen. Yeah. You know, the daughter's getting engaged. She's making out with the guy in the beginning. It is like it's a coming to age film, I think, really. It's like a 12, 13-year-old movie, like one of like those first movies that you watch before you get to like being a badass, you know?
I don't want to forget to ask you, when he fires him, did you see that coming, or you were like, well, you let everything else slide, why would you fire him now?
Well, he was talking about it. He said that he was going to fire him at the next island. He was trying to get the wife to agree to that. And then the wife like told him to. It's like a sad moment where you're like, oh man, he actually did it, you know? But yeah, the wife like says too, she's like, seriously, giving beer to the kids? You can't? And the tattoo, da-da-da. So I said, like, it does. It all makes sense to me. I didn't like freak out too much. The thing that doesn't make sense is they get their ship stolen and they hop inside of a life raft, and all of a sudden they just show up in Cuba. And they show up to the same place that their ship is. And even, I think Caroline even says it in the movie where she's like, what are the odds that we and then even odder, Captain Ron just shows up in like an old like Bel Air, Chevy Bel Air. And it's like, come on guys, get in, let's go. It's just like none of that. They all are just like, okay, suspend disbelief. We're wrapping the story up.
It definitely did have some like Scooby-Doo vibes too. How he just showed up. Yeah.
But the chase scene's good too. That's always a funny one. That is a good chase scene.
Yes, they put a good budget towards this film. I know they didn't make their money back, but
this movie was a box office hit. You know, you didn't check the China numbers. In China, this thing was huge, bro.
Yeah, that's where everybody was like Kurt Russell. 1 through 10.
10. Dude, I gave it a 5 out of 5. I got a little movie app. You should download this, Letterboxd.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It's just like a little app. You can keep track of like all the movies that you watch. You write like your own little review on it, and then you can do like, so it's like a Twitter but for like reviewing movies.
Nice, man. I can't wait till
you can see what your friends do and all that. But
I can't wait till they sponsor the podcast. I'll be like, oh, I'll see all these other. But yeah, that's cool. Okay, I would give it a solid 3.
Fuck you, dude. I hate you, dude. Delete the whole podcast. We're done, bro. I'm done.
It's one of those movies that I can see myself watching again if I started drinking again.
Yeah, okay. That's what exactly. I got home last night. I had a little bit of booze in me. I lit up I drove to Colorado, and then I lit up a marijuana bowl, and then I smoked that. I watched the movie, and I had a great time. Let me ask you this. If you had a cousin or you had a little brother or something, and they're 12, 13 years old, and they like riding their BMX bike, and they're the kid that plays in mud and like, you know, that eats worms and all that, would you recommend it to them?
No, I love them. I'm joking. Yeah, like It's one of those movies where they would have to watch, depending on the age, they would have to watch it on TV, just so they can edit it out. Yeah. But if they were like 13, I'd be like, yeah, come on, let's watch this.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
Like maybe like 11, 10 years old. I'd be like, But that's it, dude. Honestly, I might watch this with my nephew pretty soon here.
How old's your nephew?
My nephew's, he just turned 12 today.
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right age. Yeah, I think 12 is about the right age for this film. Do you believe that this movie... All right, let's try it. Do you believe that this movie will become a part of pop culture?
Absolutely. I think that this movie, I'm going to get a tattoo of it. When I become a famous comedian, I'm going to get a tattoo of Captain Ron on my cheek. That's going to be my SoundCloud rapper tattoo. I'm just going to talk. I'm going to adopt a whole new personality. I'm going to get one Netflix special. And then the next thing after that, I'm going to be like, hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing today? No, absolutely not. This movie's going to fade into obscurity. Every once in a while, some people will talk about it. You know, you'll probably meet somebody. I don't know. No, it's not going to be like Groundhog Day or anything. I don't know. Have there been like movies? I know like Picasso and all those guys. Are there any movies that like were like 30 years later and people are like, oh my God, this is amazing. You got to watch this one.
Yeah,
there's a ton that are like box office flops and then like big on like streaming services and all.
Yeah, I just can't think of them at this time. But yeah, it's a lot.
It's probably too old. It's probably going to be buried. But you know, maybe freaking Netflix gets the rights to Tombstone or something, and they put that up, and people start checking it out, and there's a chance. I love it, man. I love the movie. I think it's great. But yeah, that's it. Camp Nowhere is another one that you should watch.
I'll definitely check. Make sure you guys check that out. I'll definitely check it out too.
I love it. I can't remember all the other like little crappy movies that I watched as a kid, but man, I got to dig through some old boxes because I had some great '90s DVDs, man.
Cool.
Yeah. Snow Day.
Yes, Snow Day was a classic.
Amazing.
A classic.
That's
yeah.
Snow Day is like the 11 and below. So this is how you need to raise your children. You start them off Barney, whatever. Who cares? When they turn by like 9, 10 years old, you start just playing Snow Day for them all day, every day. When they turn 10, 11, pop it over to Camp Nowhere. Then you get Camp Nowhere going for a couple years, and then finally get them ready for adulthood. You sit down with your 13-year-old, 12, 13-year-old. You open up a beer, start playing some Monopoly, and you watch Captain Ron.
Yeah, you said adult years. 13.
At those ripe old adult ages.
Yeah. Thank you again for coming on to the movie review. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans?
Hello again. Nice to meet you again. Thank you guys very much. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't. Doug Allen Comedy. This ain't going to be out. If you're living in Charleston, come out. Purple Buffalo every Wednesday. We got an awesome open mic out there. It's good atmosphere. Everybody there is awesome. Good comedians. Good. We do poetry. We do music. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. Starting up hopefully a monthly show here. Follow me on Instagram. All my stuff's on there. Give me a phone call. 651-278-5334.
All right, man. Thank you again for coming on. And you guys have an amazing day.
Thank you.